Hey guys, Dressy Squid here.
And man,
And today we are going to be showing you how to make your own Minecraft server that you can host on your computer and have all your friends join.
yeah, so basically free server hosting.
A whole realm of stuff that you can explore and do research and figure out what you want to do, but today is going to be a vanilla Minecraft server setup.
Obviously, the older version you go back, the easier it'll be on your hardware that you're running it on.
First thing you're going to need is Java, which will be in the description for a 64-bit version of Java. You need 64-bit, so you might have Java and you might think, oh, I'm good, but you have to make sure it's 64-bit or the server will not work at all. So now that you do have Java, it's easy exe install, so it shouldn't be that difficult. So I'm going to show you a couple ways to actually download the server file. So if you have the game itself, you can just go into installations, then say whatever version you want, even snapshots. So we're going to do, say, 1.15.2 here, the latest release at the time of filming. We can go to edit, and then right here where it says server, you can just click on this and it'll download it. The alternative way, and the way that I probably recommend because there's a lot more information, is if you actually just go into Google and just Google Minecraft server, and this first minecraft.net link that'll show up, and then right here you can download the latest jar file for 1.15.2. For snapshots, you do need to use the launcher though. We're going to click right here where it says download underscore server. So we're just going to click that, and then you can see down the bottom left here that it is starting to download.
We're going to go into our downloads here. We're going to just create a folder in the desktop here, and we'll just call it server. All right, so there it is. And we're just going to drag our jar file right in there. So now we have our server folder. You can move this to wherever you want it. I'm just going to keep it on the desktop for now. We can get rid of Chrome or Edge there for a second. So you're just going to double click on it and run it. If you're having issues with running it, make sure you, Java is installed correctly, and this is what should happen if you have installed Java correctly. So you're going to open the EULA, and you're going to change this to true, True. Save it, and close it, and you can run it again. So you'll see more folders will start to appear, and you may even get a like this. And this will tell you what's going on in your server, like how much RAM is being used, what your average tick is, and as you can see here, it's creating the world. So this is it creating the world just like you would if you were to spawn into a regular Minecraft world. Yeah, so basically the reason why we don't recommend you this UI seems pretty helpful. You can see all the players and stuff. It just adds a bunch of... It just slows your server down basically because it's rendering all this UI. It's rendering this graph. It's not very useful.
Yeah.
Like, because you can see this in command prompt, so we'll show you how to do that.
Just using the command prompt can give you that bit of edge of performance that might take it from having lag to having no lag.
If you've gotten this far, this is basically all you have to do. We almost are done the essentials. So we'll show you how to get into command prompt, and then we're going to show you probably the most difficult part, which is called port forwarding. So we can just go ahead and stop this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to head back in Edge here, start a command. So we can open up this.
And you're gonna wanna copy that text there.
So then you're gonna create a new text document, and you can call it whatever you want. I like to call it start. So you can just open it up, paste in your start code here. As you can see, if you've copied it and downloaded it, it says just server here. The name is just server, and on here it says Minecraft underscore server blah.jar. So you're gonna need to change it to whatever this name is. So what I like to do is I like to hit rename, Control C, and then just replace it. Don't delete the end of the .jar because that is still there. You just can't see it normally because of your file explorer. So if I check this, you can see that they all have endings to their name, and that just tells the computer what type of file it is. So as you can see, server.jar, and here, server.jar. This no GUI is telling it to use command prompt instead of the GUI, and then we have the amount of RAM it can use. So as you can see, we're just going to save that and hit save as, and we're in our Minecraft server already. And you're going to want to change from text documents to all files. And you can get rid of the end here. Click .bat, UTF-8 is fine. Click save, and boom. So now if we head back here, you'll see we have a start.txt and a start.bat. You can get rid of the .text, and we now have our start.bat folder file. So now we're going to run it. As you can see, it'll just sit here for a second. And there it goes. So now it's going to tell you all these things are loading. There's our port that we'll get into later. Here's the world loading the world. Here's the overworld loading. And it's done. So as you can see here, it took 10 seconds for our server to start. That's the basics of the Minecraft server. If it's running a little bit behind, go into server.properties. It might ask you what you would want to open it with. Open it with Notepad. And you'll usually want to turn down view distance. Here it is. So if you're on older hardware, you'll want to turn that down to some 3 or 4. And if you're on capable hardware, you can like pump it up to 30, 34, 32, or whatever. So we'll just leave that like that, and you can leave that. If you want to allocate more RAM, which you might be running out of RAM, you can change these. So this is the maximum, and this is the minimum. So we'll change the maximum to maybe 8 gigabytes, and the minimum to maybe 2.
Couple of things in here. If you find your server, people are getting timed out, these servers running behind, but you still are really committed to running that server, the max tick time is something that if you go put a 12 there instead of the 6, that's now going to wait for 120 seconds. It'll wait an entire 2 minutes for a single tick to respond. So now I'm going to get into port forwarding. Your IP is going to be different than mine, but I'll show you how to find it. So you're going to want to type in CMD there in your Windows. It'll bring up a command prompt, and you can type in IP config, just like that. So then right here, default gateway is what you're going to want to type in to your browser of choice. It should bring you to a page that probably looks like this. This is an Asus router, but it can be different for every router. So mine is just admin, and then whatever you've made the password, or the default password could be on the router itself. So if we log in here, we can, again, this is also different on every router, so it's kind of hard to explain, but WAN right here, and then mine's called virtual server / port forwarding. By default, my port forwarding is off, so you're going to want to turn that on. Add a profile. So the name, mine's optional, could not be for yours, so I'd recommend just giving it a name. So Minecraft server. And for the protocol, if your router has the both option, use it. If not, I'm going to do it pretending mine does not. So we're going to start TCP. So the external port, you can find that in server properties here. The default port that Minecraft uses is 25565. But you can change that. Here it is, the server port. You can change this to, there is a special range, but say you want to run a couple Minecraft servers and you want a different one, you have to change the port to like maybe 35565 or something like that. But we're going to leave it as the default 25565 for now. So in external port, you're going to type 25565, internal port 25565. Now the internal IP address we can find in the CMD as well, and then the IP config. This IPv4 address right here is your internal IP address, so you can just go 192.168.1.13. Now I leave blank the source IP. You shouldn't have to fill that out, so you can just click OK. And then some routers have a save button, but mine does not. So after completing TCP, if your router has both, again, make sure you use it. So it should look something like this. You can add another profile, just call it Minecraft Server 2. Make sure you change this to UDP, then the same 25565, and the same internal IP address. Then click OK. So now you have the 2 ports open. Or if your router does just have the both protocol, you can just have 1 port open there. With those ports open, you can now start the server and you can now have your friends join you. And the way that you're going to do that is going into your web browser and typing in my IP. Then if you click enter, it'll show you your public IP address, and you can share to your friends and they can put it into their Minecraft server multiplayer section. So if you have any problems with that, let us know in the comments. We can try to help you as much as we can, but every router is different, so it's kind of difficult there.
So if you just want a Minecraft server to play around with your friends sometimes, or just a light game, then this is probably excellent. And if this tutorial worked for you, then amazing. Thanks for watching. But if you're really edging for more and you want to play with mods, or you want to have fun with your friends, then that next video will be for you. See you in the next one.